us tonight on the unofficial campaign are Joe Higgins of the Socialist Party and the United Left Alliance, Joan Burton, finance spokesperson of the Labour Party, and Simon Coveney of Fine Gael. If it is by Fianna Fáil, to be no changes made as far as Labour are concerned to those budgetary enactments in the first year after Labour came into office.
Well, I think you're misquoting, with due respect to you, what Eamon Gilmore said.
What do you recall him saying?
Well, sorry, if you're asking the question, Vincent, do you want an answer now, or do you just want to harangue me?
Maybe if you tell us what you recall him saying.
Well, if I get an opportunity to answer, I want to take it. Thank you very much. What Eamon Gilmore said, and what the position of the Labour Party is very clearly, is that in relation to the current finance bill that's before the Dáil, we want to see bonuses paid to bankers taxed. There's nothing in the bill in relation to that. We want to see people who have entered into a civil partnership. They were to have special arrangements made to provide for the same taxation benefits.
You promised you'd say, in order to stop me harassing or heckling or whatever you said, haranguing you. You said that you'd answer my question was, well, what is your memory of what he said on the Late Late Show?
What he said was it was not going to be possible to reverse everything.
No.
When the Labour Party, if and when, yes, it is actually.
You know perfectly
what the Labour Party
he
has
said there would be no changes to the budgetary measures introduced by Fianna Fáil and the Greens.
Do you want to play back the interview? What he said is it is not possible to reverse all changes. Can I just say to you?
It's just extraordinary. People come on and say.
Well, it's very extraordinary.
You know it isn't true, but go on. Yeah.
Well, are you just going to talk for the whole of the programme, or am I an invited guest who can actually answer some questions?
Well, maybe you would answer the question and also tell it factually.
The people that I represent want actually jobs and employment created in this country, and they want the economic fortunes of this country restored and returned. And I make no apology to you, Vincent, for saying that if the Labour Party is in government, that will be our absolute priority. Can we work back to this economy and get employment? Vincent, you seem to regard employment for people who are currently not working as a joke. And I know a lot of people who represented by Joe simply don't seem to care about employment creation. But employment creation is the difference between... Well, you sort of sneered when employment was mentioned, as though jobs for people who are out of work were of some insignificance.
I was just thinking what the average viewer is probably hearing, and they're probably saying the same old stuff on and on again.
No, it's not the same old stuff, because when the Labour Party was last
that sounds very like an indication that when Labour get into office with Fine Gael, the bank debts will, at the very best, we'll share some of them.
No, Vincent, that's not true, because what we need, and I'm very serious about this, is a European-wide solution. We don't have strength at the moment, given the indebtedness of our economy, to meet these bills on our own.
Hold on a second. As a previous former Taoiseach said, Deputy Burton has been throwing so many red herrings at white elephants, I'd better just ignore them. But lumping in the Socialist Party and the United Left Alliance...
Well, you had nothing to say on the bank guarantee, Joe. For about 2 months, you were like a Carmelite. You'd taken a vow of silence on it. You never even spoke about the bank guarantee. You came out months later and indicated that perhaps you were against it. And then as time rolled by, you found your courage and you became against it.
You get hyper-irritated when anybody harangues you.
So
please don't harangue Joe.
I'm perfectly charmed listening to you. I just wanted my chance to say something.
Lumping in the Socialist Party and the United Left Alliance with Sinn Féin in a technical group, I mean, the deputy...
Well, that's where you were. They were your bedfellows.
The deputy really is on a different planet. Now, Deputy Coveney, in fairness to him, said there isn't a moral justification for saddling Irish people with the speculators' billions of bad debts. Deputy Burton wouldn't answer the question.
Sorry, I wasn't asked the question. The question was addressed to Deputy Coveney. Do you wish to address the question to me now? Of course it's immoral.
Yes.
You can't even hold... You don't seem to be able to hold facts for 5 minutes in your head, Deputy Higgins.
Deputy, just leave me finish the point.
Or what do we call you? Do we call you your MEP-ship? as you're using our titles, we feel we should have a title to use for you.
When you get an
Deputy?
When you get an opportunity...
You used to be called Joe.
When you get an opportunity to look back over this tape, you will see that I directed the question, the same one as I directed to Mr. Barroso, to both you and...
Don't point at me when you're referring to Mr. Barroso.
Sorry, you didn't give me an opportunity then to answer, Deputy Higgins. You interrupted.
Joe, would you please stop? Let him finish. Welcome back. We've got the transcript of that exchange on the Late Late Show between Ryan Tubridy and Damon Gilmore, and the following is what was said. Ryan Tubridy, if you were in power in the next... Ryan Tubridy had asked, referred to serious cuts being imposed in the budget, and then asked Eamon Gilmore, if you're in power in the next year or so, will you reverse those cuts? And Gilmore said no. Tubridy asked why not, and Gilmore said no, because once a decision is made, we have to be straight with the people. The politics of promises is over. I'm not going to go around the country and tell people here and there that cuts that were made will be reversed after the election. That's what I said, he said, and that's what you disputed.
No, it's not what you said, he said. What Eamon Gilmore has said...
You're amazing. You are quite amazing.
And what Eamon Gilmore has said is that if the Labour Party is in government, our aim is to restore the fortunes of people. We will not be able to reverse every cut immediately. It's not
He made
possible.
no reference to every cut.
Well...
He said no, because once a decision is made, we have to be straight with people.
Yeah.
The politics of promises... Just a minute, don't harangue me. The politics of promises is over. I'm not going to go around the country and tell people here and there that cuts that were made will be reversed after the election. So this is precisely what I said, he said, and you went on and on and on saying, no, he didn't say...
go on and on.
Yes, you did go on and on.
I didn't, Vincent.
Yes, you did. And he said, oh no, he said, we'll look at the cuts, we'll and all that.
Let's be honest, even if Joe...
Let's be honest, yes, what a good idea.
Joe was in power tomorrow, Joe would not be able to reverse all the cuts. It is not possible to go back and undo.
We're not talking about all the cuts. Joan, you're deliberately trying to confuse the issue. I am saying that he said they wouldn't reverse the cuts. Not all the cuts, wouldn't reverse the cuts.
What is possible to do in a new government with a fresh...
You're just trying to throw sand in people's eyes now.
I'm being honest about it. Joe,
you're not being honest about it. You're not being honest about it, Joan.
I am being honest about it.
You're not being honest about it. You weren't honest about it. You tried to say, you put words in his mouth that he didn't utter on the Late Late Show.
Sorry, Vincent, nobody in this country, not even Joe, can actually reverse every cut that has been made.
It's not what we're talking about. It's not what we're talking about. You're now just trying to deflect attention away from the fact that this is what Eamon Gilmore said on the Late Late Show.
I'm involved in the politics.
What Eamon Gilmore said on the Late Late Show.
I am involved in the politics of rebuilding to reverse every cut.
And please don't harangue him.
No, but doesn't all this point to the fact that the finance bill, far from being rushed through with the connivance of Fine Gael and Labour, should have been the centrepiece of...
To try and do down people who want... Sorry, don't speak about me in that derogatory way, if I may say so,
you have
Mr. Higgins.
Interrupting me
sorry.
all night,
sorry. Perhaps you're just unable to deal with women as equals. Our job is to get... Well, sorry, tough, if your little ego is hurt. Our job is to get people back to work and to get our economy and businesses restored.
It's all right.
So that's our job, and that's our only job, if people honour us with their vote, and if the Labour Party, as it is at the moment...
The choice for the opposition parties. No, it's important to make this point. The choice for bring forward the day of the general election so that people could have their say as soon as possible, and that we could get on with the national debate as to how we are going to rebuild a broken country.
We have a government that disintegrated in front of the entire country. The people saw it happening.
Yeah, which is why we needed to bring forward an election to try and bring an end to this shambles.
You had the opportunity this week to vote on a motion that would, if it was still there, would end...
It is still there, Joe. Sorry, you're technically wrong.
There was no indication
of no confidence.
You keep on interrupting. You keep on haranguing him. Why don't you let him? Why don't you hog most of the time on the program, and then you harangue other people or harangue him?
You speak in long paragraphs, and I get a couple of sentences.
You speak in long chapters.
No, I want a couple of sentences. No, I want a couple of sentences. He's actually wrong.
Joe, let him finish. Joe, let him him finish. Joan, let him finish what he's saying.
Thank
Joan,
you. Thank you.
Or Joe, I mean.
Will you then let me in? Because Joan doesn't
God,
want
would
to
you
finish
please
what she
stop?
has to say.
Joe.
No, I was actually talking to Deputy Simon Coveney here.
Well, talk away, Mr. Higgins. Talk away.
The point
Would you like to move closer
that
to him?
the government...
Here you go. You can't stop.
The point is, we have a government that doesn't
have
a majority.
What is the point? Get to the point. You're talking now for ages.
It's okay. You're going to get a seat. There's room for the two of you in that constituency. It's okay. You don't have to harass them the whole time.
The question is that in the middle of this week...
We have a lot of people unemployed.
Please, Joan, stop.
In the middle of this week, if the government was still in place, you could have brought... And
no,
then we could have...
And
then we could have had debate on the finance bill.
Welcome back. We're joined by Cassie Stokes, who's going to tell us about what's tweeting and what's emailing, what's texting. Tell us.
Well, everyone wants to know what's going on here in Ireland. Not only has this made headlines across the country, it's made headlines across the world. If you type into Ireland's political crisis into Google News, you'll get over 4,000 articles on the subject. This has been retweeted a lot. Someone on the BBC said this: the Irish government now resembles the armless and legless knight in Monty Python's Holy Grail. But it's become a global issue. The finance bill, that word was trending over the weekend and worldwide yesterday evening, which means there were tens and tens of thousands of tweets. Right now, Joan Burton is trending worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't tell Vincent that. He'll get upset. I know Vincent will kiss him.
No, I'm not a bit upset. Come on, what are they tweeting about Joan?
Well, over the past 2 hours, there have been over 1,000 tweets about the general election. Just thought I'd tell you that one, Vincent. Some people, they're happy. This is what people have been tweeting in general about the show tonight. They're happy about the finance bill being passed. Others are wondering why it's being passed so quickly, and why the Labour Party and Fine Gael helped fast-track the finance bill through. Today's agreement on fast-tracking the finance bill represented nothing more than collusion amongst the power-hungry. So far, Labour has shown no spine by using the actions of Fianna Fáil as some sort of hands-tied excuse. Joan, if you pass the finance bill, there will be no renegotiation on IMF terms. It will be all over. I'm beginning to think if the election doesn't happen soon, Fine Gael and Labour might make Fianna Fáil look good. Labour will pass the finance bill and then blame Fianna Fáil and Greens for its content. As well, people were asking you, Vincent, to ask Simon where Enda Kenny is.